And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Whiskerwood. We are in full, I think, of year 6 here. We had a couple people stuck in their houses, which is why we have a couple people complaining about lack of food. We deleted the house, which is why we have shortage of housing. Once we get some of our holes filled in, that will get fixed. One of the chit-chatters is saying, does this bridge and have a bridge in Japanese? I'm not sure what you're talking about here. This is Whiskerwood. This is a city builder. It might have a translation in Japanese, but I don't think there's any Japanese in the game. We just got fantasy mics. Tilt the boats off. Just the wood stockpile. And we'll sell a bunch of fuel as well. Don't have enough fertilizer or enough furniture left, and fertilizer because we're converting it out of non-renewables is something we don't really want to be selling. Close enough that I'm going to do this with planks. We're just enough planks to get up to the next tier, like so. Oh, here comes the tax collecting cats. We sell them the trinkets. Well, we trade them the trinkets to pay off the tax debt and the cotton because we're making the cotton specific for export. Yeah, we're not making so much money that I want to go up to the next tier, I'm thinking. Because we'd be at the point where we have to sell some gold to do that. Which we could totally do. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Or some of the irreplaceable... Well, not irreplaceable, I suppose, because there's more in the ground, but ores that we'd have to then mine. So keep our fish and the logs I put in the thing, and some of the cotton. Oops. Oh, that worked. Didn't make the chunk sound the way I was expecting it, so I thought I'd accidentally clicked out of the window and not paid the taxes. But it did, in fact, pay the taxes. Whisker ship! Educated strong shoulders. I think we're mainly taking the farmer. Although gifted teachers, maybe... We've got enough gifted teachers, so that wouldn't be the end of the world if we didn't... That's just basically a farmer that doesn't have any bad trades. You know, we're just gonna keep it simple. We're just gonna keep it to one. Supplier has arrived. You know, we'll take this. I'm appreciative of the cut stone and the bread. And then the supply ship. Again, going for the middle option. Because we don't need the logs or the planks. And we don't want to pay that much just for some tea. Here's our anchored wooden platform done. Chemist next, and then we'll be either doing tier 2 or taking the research up to tier 3. We're definitely suffering from not doing the best of job keeping our objects where they need to be. We're pulling stone from one end of the island to the other. Probably speeds it up a little bit. Well, that's all that we want filled. Earthworks tool. Fill that hole in. far as running across the island goes by getting some more stone pathing in. Scrolling across the island, making sure we got it all stoned to here. That stretch we currently just don't need, so let's get rid of that stretch. We got another Whisker ship coming tomorrow, although assuming everyone's reasonably happy on the island, we'll hit maximum approval again. Anyway, not quite, but pretty close. Again, the biggest thing is working up the... expanding our mushroom farms mostly, and or getting bread going, I think, for food quality. Bread would probably mostly be a variety effect if we did it. I'm not gonna bother with the little bit of mining there. We go ahead and put this house back in. Oh, there's no longer a hole in front of the front door. Let's idle the woodcutter. Where do I want to move the woodcutter to? Obviously up the island. So the heights here. Yeah, this is getting a little bit vertical here is what we're running into. Work with it as best we can. Twitch chat saying this game is so many reading thinking is their king? Not sure if that's translating right. In this game, we have a bunch of mice, right? It's basically the city building with mice. Hence the whiskers, those little mice people, are going off and colonizing places for the cat overlords. So the nobility are all cats, apparently. It's just thematic. It doesn't really make much of a difference right now that the overlords are cats instead of other mice. But yeah, the cats are the cat monarchy is the ruling class. Off in the far distance. Probably just take a reroll here. Actually, no, we'll take we'll just take the one. The rest. We're not really needing a lot of people. We got 35. Effectively, they're auto-classed as construction workers if they don't have anything to work on, but we've got 35 idols. Whoops. Just realized something. I don't need you. To be filled in. That was my the hole that I left specifically to put the steam plumbing down. Okay. So I think we're gonna get some mining going. Maybe limited for the moment, but partially this is also to get more stone going. Also just get more mining going. Yeah, so we can see into the wall by one. Okay, so we're going to start mining out that bit. For the moment, we know we've gone ahead and filled most of the holes in, right? Because we're mostly digging where either we filled in the higher level, either already filled in the higher level, or aren't digging right underneath where the holes are. So we'll make you fill in the miners here. Get the mine going again. That way we can get some stone nearby, hopefully, for filling in holes. Okay, finish researching the chemist. So from a research standpoint, that's everything we want to research. Tier 1, Tier 2... Tier 3, we're probably going to want a few more things, although we've got the stuff we desperately need. Do we want to push for the final tier? That'll give me access to the giant warehouse. Steam engine, in theory, accelerates the productivity of some buildings, so we can get away with fewer buildings. Although we're getting away with a pretty small number of buildings as is. Oil, potash, and piped water for soap. Looking at the options here. Don't need machinery that badly. Steel plates presumably get used for something. Not sure. I suppose it could be. Because it usually requires the prerequisite for the thing to build. So yeah, I don't know what the steel plates are used for yet. They might be used for stuff that hasn't been yet added to the game. That wouldn't be surprising. Okay, let's do advanced belts, because I can imagine what we would do with advanced belts right now. We're getting close to the end of the tech tree. We'll probably, if we hit the end of the tech tree, and we're like hitting full approval every night, we'll probably go ahead and call that where we end the game. even though the city isn't quite perfected at this point. Have we filled those holes in yet? Filled one of them in, one set of them in, so we can go and get the next house for that housing block put in. So, and then once those two are filled in, we can finish the set. Twitch chat's asking, will the cats kill the mice? So in-game, the cats don't... Because they're overlords, right? They don't generally kill the cats. Or the cats generally don't kill the mice. They are the tax collector, hypothetically, right? So the tax collector, if you don't pay your taxes, if they get pissed off enough, they'll start artillery bombarding the city. Right, so they'll have their warships open fire. That's something that if you're paying your taxes, doesn't generally happen, and then the cats usually leave you alone. I don't know if the pirates are cats. The pirates do the same sort of thing as the tax collector does when you don't pay the tax collector. Except you pay them to not do that, instead of pay them to pay your taxes. When's the next pirate and or tax collector coming? 2 days from today, we'll have the tax collector show up. He got enough approval to go from almost empty to full. So yeah, we definitely got very happy Whiskers here. Food quality could be improved, and that's the big complaint they're having. Camp is idle. The mining tool, you were chasing, I think, zinc and rock salt. I think the current hole is mostly going after rock salt, although I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little bit down at the bottom for us to still be chasing. Let's carve a little 4x4 so we can actually move the miner down to the bottom of the hole. So we keep chasing the, in that case, tin ore at the bottom of the hole. Although the tin ore right now is just piling up because we're out of copper. Probably do with some more... Let's turn the ironmonger back on, making more smelted iron. Because we're going to want to run a lot of pipes come the weather getting cold enough that I can know where I need to put them. Like, that might already be now. I can start probably running the pipes now. You actually on? You are actually on. Okay, so we can see where our heat zones are, so we can figure out if we want to expand them. There's a heat zone in here. I'm not sure it is supposed to be here. Do I have a bonfire hidden here that I forgot to get rid of? Although we do have one there. It might be spreading out from that one. Okay. Let's assume it is. Actually, if that is, I can check by turning you off. Oh. Turning you off. Yes, okay, so it is spreading out from that one. I want to get plumbing up to you. Might actually be easier to run the plumbing down from you. That bit of farmland heated. Heating the farmland during the fall here isn't super valuable, but once we get into winter, allow them to farm during the winter, which will be quite valuable. That's a house. We're going to want that house warmed, one way or the other. Okay, so I'll keep that farmland working. Oh, and I probably want the... Maybe to keep that district working as well. Oh, and these cost stone to build. Okay, so I need to get more cut stone. I might actually revert some of the paved roads to not paved then. Okay. This is the houses for the lumber farmers there. Yeah, let's unpave some of these roads. We'll turn them back into plank roads. So we can get some more stone for these heaters. Okay, that's not going to be perfect coverage for the lumber farm, but it'll keep the farmers warm in their farming hut, and allow them to farm some of the farmland, even if they're not able to farm all of it. The wood's probably the one industry we can accept to have be significantly reduced in effectiveness during the winter. Because it, doesn't feed anyone, it just provides lumber. And we do have a couple lumberjack camps we've got set up around the town. It's much heating up there, which is nice to see. I want to run... I'll take the run down to the existing heating plant, or plumbing down there is going to be the way to go. Thinking for that segment. Okay, and heats that area up. We just got a little bit of farming over here, and then we'll have a nice, warm farming industry. Oh, I probably want one over there as well. Okay. Let's do this one next. This is more cotton. This is, of course, going through lots of wood in the very short term. Oops, probably went a little too low there. Let's go up one layer. So. Okay, we'll do a couple in this farming area over here, and then the farms should actually be able to run all the way through the winter. Maybe it's slightly reduced capacity because we won't be perfectly covering the farm area with heat in most cases. Well, I'm out of iron bars. Okay. So that's all we're going to be able to do for now, until we get iron bars generated back up again. And that was the main thing we're going to be using iron bars for, so we're going to drop the limit to 100. Also put the copper bar limit to 200. No, copper still at 100. So we're going to add a woodcutter. Okay, so this is not going to keep it working for very long, but that's because the best place to get... So basically, I'll woodcutter go up, around, cut that tree down. Once that tree's down, I can do another staircase up one more layer to get access to the trees. Yeah, we definitely got enough smoked fish. Definitely need more mushrooms to do the transition over to skewers, though. Did I fill those holes in yet? No, not yet. I'll do a slight move. See it a little bit better. Takes up max approval. Biggest complaint, still bland food. The next biggest is hard labor. Hard labor is kind of unavoidable, so if we get everything, all the avoidable ones below that, that's probably about right. So we got 2 more days of fall, then we'll be in winter. Winter's really when we're going to be able to see if the heaters do a good job keeping the fields going. Here's the smuggler. Sell ropes. We can sell some planks. We can sell some fuel. Although we're definitely starting to use some of the fuel. Sell the worst cloaks. That's about as much smoked fish as I want to keep, so I think we'll back off a little bit on the planks. So just enough to get this full 6 bars. Tax collector is also today. So, following up on the question, will the cats eat the mice? On here, you can see there is the clause trust. How happy the claws are with your current performance. If you piss them off too much, right? So if the clause trust goes from pleased to nothing, they will, as you can see, their little ships here have cannons on them. The cat in charge of the tax collectors will basically have his fleet open fire on the city, doing a bunch of damage. What you can get away with is just partially paying the taxes, right? So if we were to pay none of it, we'd go from full to nothing and we get sort of shut up. If we pay a partial amount to get at least to the first tier here, right? Send a partial one. That will make them not happy a little bit, but not enough in one. If you do that once, that won't piss them off so much that they shoot up the place in one go, right? You got to do a bit more than that to get them to that degree. Next one then reduces it to 1, and then above that, if you're actually successfully paying your taxes, their trust goes up. So you can sort of game the system by not always paying them the full tax, or intentionally, specifically at certain times, overpaying the tax to raise opinion if you've been shorting the tax in the previous seasons. Oh, I'm actually getting enough that I can, with just the stuff we intend to sell, get all the way up to the large shipment. I think the large shipment here, it says, is 175% of the expected tax. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. It gets us some better choices in this upcoming decision. Not this one, the other one. We're going to take the middle one here. We still would like to benefit from the hardtack. I'm not going to pay triple the amount for a bunch of regular tea. This choice. Okay, so we can get mining is... There's an extra choice here because we went up to the highest tier. And we get pick 2 of these. And there's things that aren't in here because we went to this tier, or aren't normally in here if you took a lower tier. Like we have the option to get soap. Soap and medicine. We'll go with the mining speed. So we'll take the mining speed, and I'm going to pass on the soap and the soap medicine. I'm going to take the iron bars here. But yeah, so the cats, even the cats are displeased with you. The cats don't eat you in this game. Although they will definitely have cannons firing at you. Okay, so now I've got what we want for putting you in. Oops. Okay, then we get those plumbed up. And this is why I went for the iron. The iron probably isn't usually that tempting. But I'm going with it because it allows us to run the plumbing a little sooner. I am going to run out of logs, so I'm not going to be able to plumb all these all the way up right now, because that's all our logs. Okay, let's go in here. Normally got a pretty high limit on the planks. We're going to set the planks fairly low so they turn off the plank maker. Need some space for the miners to be down here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out chunks like so. That should provide some space for the miners to move over there. Whisker ship. We're looking for good traits, otherwise we're just going to let them pass. We don't need new people right now. Like Snores is bad. We'll take the considerate farmer. Here's the rest. I'm collecting farmers because at some point we're going to put a bunch more mushroom farms in once we get to that level. Okay, we got the camps going again. So those three places are going to complain about not having steam because they're not hooked up to the steam system yet. Okay, there we go. Nice big chunk of heated farmland there. So the majority of our farmland we should now be able to keep running through the winter. Allowing us to have far more cotton than we hopefully need. Allowing us to spin up, probably making thread from cotton in the near future. We'll see if it's working first before we really commit to that. Are idle. Because the bit we cut out down here finished pretty quickly. Of the woodcutter. Yeah, we only designated one tree the last time we were up here. Oh, this is the other woodcutter. This one's got a little bit more to go. Easily accessible. Let's X the snap. So, and then this is the other woodcutter. This is the one I only had one to go. Do we have the researchers researching it? Working on advanced belting. Oh, I suppose... Actually, no, we were running... We are running heater systems over by it, so the... farmers generating wheat will, in theory, be able to keep working as well. Although, maybe not as well as they'd like. Okay, so that's not actually close enough. Keep you warm. I'll splurge with another fire tender. So we get another heating stove. What we'll do is when that's done, we'll take one of these guys and move them over there. So, working together, I'll be able to keep most of the places warm. Have to get to max approval. Probably going to be more complaints about mild pollution as we get into the colder winter. Got some wheat in, so let's get ourselves a mill going and a storehouse for the mill. Storehouse for the flour, I mean. This will turn the wheat into flour. And then what we're currently researching, which is the advanced belting, we may attempt to belt the flour over to the food factory, effectively. So that'll be a long belt, because we'll basically be building it from one end of the map to the other. From 4 islands across, because we're going to run the food factory probably over here. Supply ship has arrived. Again, still the medium one. We don't need the logs as badly anymore. Well, this may even be one of the situations where it would be tempting to run the logs. Okay, they filled those holes in, so let's get that house in the row. Camp somewhere not working. You are not working. And here, what we're doing on this level, we're going to do probably one down, where we mine out all the valuable ore in the level. And then filled the holes in. Camp idle. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Oh, we very quickly mined the bit where I was going to move you to, so that works. Move there. buried mining camp. I think we swapped you over to mining coal. So, but the surface coal is gone. Nope, and that mine just might be empty soon. Okay. Got a little bit more to go. Then we'll have to move it to a new site. And yeah, the advanced builds is going to give us a way to take stuff out of warehouses. So on one end, we can have them drop the mill product into the warehouse, and then we can have the conveyor belts take it from that warehouse all the way across the island to where we're going to do the baking. Or all the way across the multiple islands to where we're going to do the baking. You need to be... Reject all, only accept flour. We'll let you accept bread as well, even though we're not going to make bread over here. Well, I might do some limited bread making over here. And then you are... Not going to accept flour anymore. I'm going to let you accept bread, and flour. And then you need to be our flour maker. Put 2 strong shoulders guys in here. Oh, and this is catalyzed with oil, so we can specify you to do oil. Means a little bit of work will have to be managed to bring oil over. Although what I'll do is we'll turn on oil and tell them to bring 5 over. Bring 5 on over. I only use this 2 at a time, but that means we, in theory, have the logistics guys bring it over instead of the windmill people going over to go get it themselves. Might have to start going on our way to take the options that give us copper bars. We're not making enough locally, because the coppers run out from the deposits we were mining. We haven't found any new ones yet. What's the state of the bronze? Still getting max approval, that's good to see. Okay, day 177. We are... pretty low on bronze, too. Yeah, our research is about to stop because we're going to run out of copper that we've mined. So I might have to just bite the bullet and mine near the farms and risk damaging some of the farms. That's probably what we'll be doing in the next part. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow because we're going to record another 2 parts tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, this is the middle of the stream tea break where I take a break to go get a new cup of tea. So I will be back as soon as that cup of tea is brewed. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.